you've ever heard this while you're outside, then you have a male northern bobwhite quail nearby. Bobwhites are small game birds that are found throughout North America and are native to southwest Iowa. The population of bobwhites in southwest Iowa has been declining for several years, with lots of natural predators such as snakes, hawks, and cats, and strange weather like heavy snowfall in the winter. The population has been suffering. I have successfully hatched numerous bobwhite quail and have done extensive research on how to raise them. Today I'll show you the step-by-step process of how to properly handle equipment, eggs, and chicks during the incubation process. To start, let's set up your incubator. You must set up the incubator in a climate-controlled environment to keep the humidity and temperature constant. The incubator I use keeps track of the temperature, humidity level, and number of days in the incubator. Quail eggs take 21 to 24 days to hatch. I start by filling up my incubator with water to help with the humidity level and plugging in the incubator. The temperature needs to be 99.5 to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. The humidity needs to be about 45% for the first 18 days and 65% for the final 3. The higher humidity helps the chick prepare for hatching. Now that your incubator is set up, you can prepare your eggs. Here I have gathered some eggs from my quail. Eggs must be soaked in egg cleanser and warm water for about 10 minutes to help with sanitation. If there's any foreign matter on the egg, it must be gently wiped off. According to Bobwhite Quail and Production and Management Guide, dated 2002, published by 5M Poultry, to optimize the number of clean, viable hatching eggs, they must be cleaned and collected often. After eggs have soaked, gently dry them with a clean towel and mark them with a pencil. I put the date placed in the incubator on one side and an X on the other to help with the rotation process. Eggs should not be rotated for the first 4 days. This is when the yolk becomes set. After the first 4 days, the eggs should be turned at least twice a day. I do it every 12 hours. Some incubators have egg turners that do this process for you. After 19 days, the eggs should no longer be rotated. At this point, the chicks are in the correct position to hatch. Now that your chicks are hatched, here's what you do. Set up a small area for your chicks to put your chicks in prior to hatching. I use a cardboard box with a towel lining the bottom and a heat lamp above. I put rocks in the water dish so the chicks can't drown and a handful of food on the towel. Leave the freshly hatched chicks in the incubator till they're completely dry. Chicks tend to stumble around a lot, so keep an eye on the positions of other hatching chicks. The temperature of your chicks is very important at this age. If they're too hot, they'll peck each other to death, and if they're too cold, they'll smother each other. I'd like to share some other facts about northern bobwhites. You cannot tell the difference between a male and female until 15 weeks of age. That is when the male develops a white mask around its eyes and down its neck, where the female stays brown. A female will lay an egg once a day between April and August, when there's a lot of light during the day. A female will lay a clutch of 8 to 10 eggs before sitting on them. They'll have multiple clutches throughout the 4 months. In captivity, females will lay all year with artificial lighting. However, they will rarely sit on a clutch. The average lifespan of a wild quail is about 6 months. In captivity, they can survive much longer, like 5 years. However, I have some that are 7 years and counting. Now that your chicks hatched, enjoy the sounds they make. Quail chicks are relatively loud. No wonder predators find them so easily. The process of hatching and raising quail is lengthy and difficult. You could see why the population is suffering in the wild. Today I showed you the proper way to incubate bobwhite quail eggs. Northern bobwhites will hold a special place in my heart. Believe it or not, they develop personalities and learn how to interact with humans. They are a very delicate species that are loved in the game bird showing world. I have won multiple awards showing my quail because of their unique look and temperament.